Mother Goose. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Up Jack got, and home did trot as fast as he could caper. Went to bed and plastered his head with vinegar and brown paper. Oh. Hickety-pickety, my black hen, she lay eggs for gentlemen. Gentlemen come every day to see what my black hen doth lay. Ding-dong bell. Ding-dong bell, pussy's in the well. Who put her in? Little Johnny Green. Who pulled her out? Big Johnny Stout. What a naughty boy was that to try to drown poor Pussy Cat, who never did him any harm but killed the mice in his father's barn. A diller, a dollar. A diller, a dollar, a 10 o'clock scholar. What makes you come so soon? You used to come at 10 o'clock, and now you come at noon. Old King Cole. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipes, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers 3. Every fiddler, he had a fine fiddle, and a very fine fiddle had he. Twiddle, twiddle dee, went the fiddlers, oh, there's none so rare as can compare what King Cole and his fiddlers 3. That was a little difficult. Crosspatch. Crosspatch, draw the latch, sit by the fire and spin. Take a cup and drink it up, and call your neighbors in. Little Boy Blue. Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow and the cows in the corn. Where's the boy that looks after the sheep? He's under the haystack fast asleep. The Jolly Miller. There was a jolly miller, he lived on the river Dee. He worked and sang from morn till night, no lark so blithe as he. And this the burden of his song forever used to be. I care for nobody, no, not I, since nobody cares for me. Dr. Foster. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester in a shower of rain. He stepped in a puddle right up to his middle, and he never went there again. Little Jack Horner. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." Georgie Porgy. Georgie Porgy, puddin' pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys come out to play, Georgie Porgy, he ran away. The 3 wise men of Gotham. 3 wise men of Gotham went to sea in a bowl. If the bowl had been stronger, my song had been longer. Give you a minute to look at that, look all around. There was an old lady who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread, and she whipped them all soundly and sent them to bed. Simple Simon. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Okay. Well, you're going to have to sacrifice. Well, that's the way it is. That's the best I can get. Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair. Says Simple Simon to the pieman, "Let me taste your ware." Says the pieman to Simple Simon, "Show me first your penny." Says Simple Simon to the pieman, "Indeed I have not any." He went to catch a dicky bird and thought that he could not fail, because he'd got a little salt to put upon his tail. Simple Simon went a-fishing for to catch a whale, and all the water he had got was in his mother's pail. He went for water in a sea, but soon it all ran through, and now poor Simple Simon bids you all adieu. Little Miss Muffet. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. And then came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. Little Tommy Tucker. Little Tommy Tucker sings for his supper. What shall he eat? White bread and butter. How shall he cut it? Without a knife. How shall he marry without any wife? Rub-a-dub-dub. Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub, and who do you think they be? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Turn 'em out, knaves all three. Rock-a-bye baby. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop, and when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I caught a hare alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go again. Mistress Mary. Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow, with silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row? Baa baa black sheep. Baa baa black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, oh yes, sir. 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for my dame, and 1 for the little boy who cries in the lane. Jack be nimble. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick. Wee Willie Winky. Wee Willie Winky runs through the town, upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown, rapping at the window, crying at the lock. Are the babies in their beds, for now it's 8 o'clock. Bye bye bunting. Bye baby bunting, daddy's got a hunting to get a little rabbit skin to wrap the baby bunting in. Little Betty Blue. Little Betty Blue, she lost her holiday shoe. What shall little Betty do? Buy her another to match the other, and then she'll walk in 2. Jumping Joan. Here am I, little Jumping Joan, where nobody's with me, I'm all alone. Deedle deedle dumpling. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his stockings on, 1 shoe off and 1 shoe on. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John. Pussycat, where have you been? Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? I've been to London to look at the Queen. Pussycat, pussycat, what did you there? I frightened a little mouse under the chair. This little pig. This little pig went to market. This little pig stayed home. This little pig had roast beef. This little pig had none. This little pig cried, wee, 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 all the way home. Boy, look who's chasing him, coming after him. He's going to get him. He's going to have him some barbecue. That's what he's going to do. Ride a cock horse. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross, to see a fine lady upon a white horse. Rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. She shall have music wherever she goes. Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater. Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well. Mary's lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rules. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. Jack Sprat. Jack Sprat could eat no fat, his wife could eat no lean, and so betwixt the two, you see, they licked the platter clean. Hark, hark! Hark, hark, the dogs do bark, the beggars are coming to town, some in rags, some in bags, and some in velvet gowns. Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. If you have no daughters, give them to your sons. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. If I'd as much money If I'd as much money as I could spend, I would never cry old chairs to mend. Old chairs to mend, old chairs to mend, I would never cry old chairs to mend. If I'd as much money as I could tell, I'd never would cry old clothes to sell. Old clothes to sell, old clothes to sell, I never would cry old clothes to sell. Hey diddle diddle. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Curly locks. Curly locks, wilt thou be mine? Thou shalt not wash dishes, nor yet feed the swine, but sit on a cushion and sew a fine seam, and feed upon strawberries, sugar, and cream. Oh, wilt thou be mine? Little Tommy Titmouse. Little Tommy Titmouse lived in a little house. He caught fishes in other men's ditches. Little Tommy Titmouse. Bobby Shafto. Bobby Shafto's gone to sea, silver buckles at his knee. He'll come back and marry me, pretty Bobby Shafto. There were two blackbirds. There were two blackbirds sitting on a hill, one named Jack, the other named Jill. Fly away, Jack, fly away, Jill. Come again, Jack, come again, Jill. Sing a song of sixpence. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish set before the king? The king was in his parlor, counting out his money. The queen was in the kitchen, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes, when along came a blackbird and nipped off her nose. Patty cake. Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with a B. Put it in the oven for baby and me. There was an old woman. There was an old woman tossed up in a basket, 17 times as high as the moon. And where she was going I couldn't but ask it, for in her hand she carried a broom. Old woman, old woman, old woman, said I, old whither, oh whither, oh whither so high? To sweep the cobwebs off of the sky, shall I go with you? Yes, by and by. And that's all for the rhymes. Let me know.